Alright guys, welcome back to the garage. I thought today I'd just come out and do a little garage cleaning, and if you recall, I'd mentioned that we'd have a look for my old windshield washer bottle. I showed you the new one that I received in my package a few days ago, and I wanted to do a comparison of the old bottle versus the new bottle and see how close the reproduction is. So I've dug out my old bottle, and here you can see it in all its glory. It's pretty darn yellow, and you can see why I wanted to buy a new one of these. There's no way I'd want to put that in a freshly restored engine bay. I believe this is the original bottle, so there's a good look at the bottle. And I'll show you the reproduction bottle. It's actually fairly faithful size-wise. As far as the writing on the side, it's pretty darn close as well. I've already broken a piece of it. You can see I've broken the cap of it, trying to just put it on there. This piece snapped off. It's not very pliable as far as plastic is concerned, so that's actually snapped off already, if you can believe that. So quality wise, this guy has lasted 50 plus years intact. Actually it's much more pliable than the brand new one. So unfortunately the new quality is never going to be as good as the old quality. But anyway, it's a pretty faithful reproduction, I would say. So it looks pretty good. I'm happy with that. Let's have a look at the lids. So here's an original, and you see it's got a little triangular piece with 3 Phillips screws here on the end. And at once it looks like it was a cadmium plated piece. Same with the top of the motor. And then underneath is there's the pickup tube. So that's what that looks like. And in actuality, the new piece doesn't look too bad. Still has the triangular piece with the 3 Phillips screws, although they're slightly larger screws. You can see that the plastic tubing is kinked already. There's no way that would even work that way. So I have to figure out what's going on with that. We'll have to probably invest in a different piece of tube. I don't think I'm getting that kink out. Other than that, it's missing a little label across the top here, although it's labeled minus and positive, or positive and negative. There's that little label here on the original that it's missing. But again, pretty faithful for a recreation piece, I guess. Can't complain. We're lucky to be able to buy parts for these cars at all. So there's the comparison between the two, between the old and the new. So I thought I'd just share that with you. So we're going to do a little project today, and I don't know how this is going to go, but we're going to try to rescue this bottle just for fun. And there's a couple of videos online on how to do this, and there's one video in particular that looks promising, although it's been kind of labeled as a fake. And we're going to actually see if that is an actual fake. I've actually watched a few videos. One by a guy named Garage Time Resto Mod. Some of you might watch. He's a Porsche guy, and he's restoring 911. And he just tried to use this method on his brake master cylinder reservoir, I think it was, and it didn't work too well. I've watched guys do it on engine coolant bottles as well, and with mixed results. So we'll try it on this bottle just for fun. And what these guys have been doing is they've been using a product called sulfamic acid. So I've picked up some sulfamic acid here from my local Home Depot. This is generally used to clean grout on tile. So we're going to mix this up according to the directions. It's mixed with warm, it's a crystal, mixed with warm water to dilute it. And we'll check out the mixing ratio here. We'll just add it into a plastic bucket. It's got to be a plastic bucket. It is an acid. So we're just going to do that, and we're going to let this soak for a period of probably 24 hours to see if it actually does anything with this bottle. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take it inside, and I'm just going to clean it out with soap and water to get all the grunge off of it that I can. So I'll bring it back out once I've washed it down to see if there's any improvement just with soap and water before we actually put it in this sulfamic acid solution. So I'll stop it there. We'll go in the house and like I said, wash this down with soap and water. We'll bring out some warm water. We'll do the mixture of the sulfamic acid, and we'll drop this bottle in it, let it soak, and we'll check on it periodically. Alright, that's the project for today. Okay, back from just washing the bottle, and there's really not too much difference as far as cleanliness is concerned. I don't think this is going to work based on how bad this is yellowed, this plastic up here. But like I said, we'll give it a shot. It's an investment of 10 bucks. I think the sulfamic acid powder or crystal was about $10 for that container from Home Depot. So I've got my water here ready to go. It's 3.8 liters of water, warm water, and I've just got it in a plastic bucket. We are going to add, according to the directions, we're going to go for a little bit stronger concentrate. So it's telling me that I need about 340 grams for 3.8 liters of water. So that's what we're going to measure up, and we're going to add it to the bucket. We've got our stir stick here. Make sure you take all your precautions, gloves, goggles. Make sure you're in a well ventilated spot when you're mixing this, and just again, use caution. It is acid after all. Okay, we've got the crystals in the water, and we're just stirring it to dilute them. So that's looking pretty good. So we're just going to put the piece in. We're going to move this closer to the garage door. There's a bit of a air gap in the garage door, so it's good to have a little bit of ventilation. It's a little cooler over there, but anyway, that's mixed up. So we'll get the piece. I'm going to detach the little this little piece, hopefully. And we'll soak that separately, or we'll soak it in with it, but separate. So here it goes. All right, so let's do a little bit of a time on this. We'll do an hour from this point on. We'll take a look. We'll do it 3 hours, and we'll do it 6 hours. So I'm going to go inside, start a timer for 1, 3, and 6 hours, and we'll come back and have a look after those times have elapsed. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention about the cap before I go in the house and start the timer. There is one thing that's not faithful to the reproduction on the lid. So you see it says remove cover to fill with the arrow. That is not on the new lid. So the top of the new lid is completely plain. So that is one thing they missed with the reproduction. So you'll be able to easily tell that you've got a non-stock lid. All right, 1 hour in, and doesn't look too different to me. There might be a slight coloration of the acid mixture. I'm not sure what I'm expecting after an hour, but it'd be nice to see if there's something actually happening. And we'll let it go to the next checkpoint, which is be 2 hours from now, so at the 3 hour mark. And we'll have a look and see what's happening with that. Again, not holding my breath, but thought it'd be a good experiment. Alright guys, Friday, January 29th, 2021. And we're doing a little bit of work out here just to keep us a little bit busy while we wait to get the chassis moved out into the trailer. We're just looking at little tiny jobs to do. So I thought I would go through my bins, and I think you might recall that I went through my bins, I think it was last week, and I was sort of breaking up the bins into interior compartment, engine bay, and trunk. So I've just pulled out some of the fasteners, for example, from the engine bay. That's the next area that I'm going to work on. And I'm trying to basically look to see if I have new fasteners to replace the old fasteners with, because these look pretty rough. So we'll see if I've got new washers. I got new nuts, new lock washers in stainless steel. So what we'll do is we'll just get those things ready, so when it comes to assemble the engine bay, it'll be much easier to know if we have new fasteners or not, or whether things need to be stripped and painted, or cleaned and repaired, etc., etc., or ordered brand new for that matter. So that's what we're doing, just a little make work project. It's all got to be done anyway, so it doesn't matter when you do it. It's just the fact that it's got to get done at some point. So that's what we're out here doing, just doing fastener checks, comparisons, and getting new fasteners ready if we have them. If not, we'll make a note and do as what's required. This is where those stainless steel hardware kits come in handy. If you recall, I purchased these a little while ago from Grove Components in the UK, and it's just an assortment of fasteners. Well, I've just replaced here the fasteners from the original hold down kit. So old rusty nuts and spring washers, or lock washers. Got brand new stainless steel nuts, lock washers, and I've had to reuse, in this case, the original washers because they are spaced specifically for the tie down bars. So I mean, this is the washer that you would normally use, but these have the smaller holes to fit the diameter of the hold downs. So we just clean those up and we'll reutilize those. Then what I do is I just rebag the original fasteners in the bag that I had originally tagged them in, and we'll bag that inside the bag with the new fasteners and relabeled. Alright, so bag within a bag. I do this just to keep the stock original fasteners separate from the new fasteners, just in case I run into any issues during reassembly. I've always got the old fasteners to reference and to look back upon. So that's why I keep them separate. So obviously if you're reutilizing the old fasteners, you don't need to do that. But if you're exchanging fasteners out, you might want to do this type of method. Alright, 3-hour visual. And it does not look like it has done anything. So I think this experiment is going to be a major flop. Anyway, we'll come back in a 6-hour time frame and we'll have a quick look, and we'll let it sit overnight and we'll come back in the morning, but I don't expect to be any change from what we see now. Alright, now 6 hours into the experiment and still no change, so obviously this is not working, but we will continue to soak it overnight and we'll check it tomorrow, and I'm sure there's going to be no change tomorrow either, but just thought I'd give you a quick shot of the 6-hour mark, and then we'll pick it up tomorrow. Alright guys, now Saturday, and about 20 hours into us soaking this washer bottle in that sulfamic acid, and as you can see, I'm going to call this a failed experiment. I'm not even going to bother to try to up the concentrate of acid. It doesn't seem like it's doing anything. It hasn't changed a bit in appearance in my mind, so we're going to call this a failed experiment, and $10 lost, but I thought we'd give it a shot, and hopefully some of you will learn from this and not try to do the same. So yeah, there you go. Failure is always an option. I just wanted to take a little step backwards on my earlier video stating that this was the original top to my TR250 wiper bottle. But apparently that's not the case, because I was doing a bit of research, and it's, as it turns out, according to one of my Facebook groups that I'm a member of, that this Lucas Screenjet, so this is a Screenjet 5, I think, SJ5, yeah, or 5SJ model. This would originally been the pump for the TR5 TR250 washer bottle, so it would have sat on top of the lid, and not this type of style of motor. So just a little correction to the earlier vid. This would have been original. This is not original, but obviously a fairly old replacement. Alright guys, Saturday afternoon, and we're just prepping to get the chassis moved back into the trailer outside. And in order to do that, I need to clean the trailer out. It has all the external body panels and the windscreen, for example, as well as some other bits and bobs in there that make it difficult to fit this chassis in there. So that trailer's got to be cleaned out before I get this in there. So that's what we're doing today. We're going to crack the garage door open and start dragging stuff inside the garage in order to get this chassis outside of the garage. Well, Sunday the 31st of January, and it's coming up to 9 a.m. Warmed up a little bit today, minus 15 degrees Celsius. I'm going to move the vehicles out of the driveway in order to get ready to move the trailer over to this side of the driveway and get the chassis in the trailer. Les is supposed to be stopping by this morning, so we'll move the 2 daily drivers to be able to clear the driveway for his arrival.
Morning, Mr. Tushingham.
Just had to use the heat gun to get the locks unfrozen off the trailer. So that was step number one. Just put it there, left on the ground. All your faithful fans have been asking to get a rare glimpse of you.
Yeah, you tell them I got a haircut?
Yeah, you see that? Let's see. Let's see your nice haircut.
With dog shears.
Dog shears.
That's what they use?
Yeah?
Dog shears, because you can't go to the hairstylist now.
Huh. Alright, so we're going to drop the tailgate and move the chassis over a little bit and roll her out. And I got a few things to unload inside the trailer. So we'll go ahead and we'll do that now. They were my whooping gloves.
Woman gloves.
Whooping.
Oh.
So we're going to use the winch to winch it in because the ramp is very slippery. Les has got a dodgy hip, we don't want that going out.
Not pushing you now, you can fall.
Packed in there for now, and some of you might have mentioned don't forget to add coolant because it's going to be pretty cold inside that trailer, so there is coolant in it so nothing will freeze. We managed to get most things back in with the exception of the body panels we're going to keep out. Might be able to do a little bit of work on those anyway. So alright, so we'll lock her up and we'll park her back where it was before. Cold?
Yep.
Is that it?
Yep.
It's a man of few words today.
I'm going to drink my coffee soon.
Okay. Maybe I'll even make less breakfast. Alright guys, got a big open space in the garage. So next steps are to organize things a little bit better out here. We're going to uncover the body and probably put it on a bit of a angle across the garage so I can get to the front of the car. I considered spinning it around, but I think we'll leave the front towards the garage door. So I'll move that body over and we'll find a better spot for the body panels, probably over here against this wall, and get rid of these bins and do a little bit more organization just to be able to move around the shop a little bit more easily. So that's the plan. So that will be the next phase of this project: uncovering, moving, cleaning, organizing, getting ready for paint.